Yeah, welcome. I don't even know how to begin. I mean, we didn't play a game, and I'm here for you, so, fire away. I really don't even know what to say.
Is there any advantage to being the number one seed in the Big East tournament?
I would say the advantage to being the number one seed is just, the time slots. I guess the time slots allows you to try to get the maximum rest, the maximum rest you can possibly get. I would say that's the biggest advantage. Other than that, when you got to play the game.
What has the 9-day break been like, and how are the guys feeling after taking some time off?
Truthfully, I think the 9-day break has been really good. It's allowed us to heal up. It's allowed us to work on some fundamentals that we have to improve on. Allowed us to give them, we gave them 1, 2, 3, 3.5 days off. The guys came in and got some shots. They came in and stretched a lot. They went up to the innovation lab, which has been really good for their body recovery. As you know, it's a long season that goes fast. So the guys have really maximized this opportunity from competing against another opponent.
What's Al's status?
Al, he practiced today, but not a full practice. I expect him to be, a full go on Thursday. He's just fighting through a really nagging injury.
Is it more like game to game with him, day to day?
It's definitely going to be game to game. Now, hopefully we can play 3 games, but you got to get through a Butler Xavier opponent first. So, trying to prepare and preparation for both opponents has been challenging.
Is it exciting to go back to Madison Square Garden with fans here, like a normal sort of tournament?
You have no idea how excited I am as a coach and how excited our players are. It's almost a year to the day in 2020 where we walked out of there, where our team was playing as well as anybody in America at that point in time. So to walk on the bus and tell the team that, they got to come into the hotel, and within 20 minutes the Big East was canceled, and then on the bus ride the NCAA tournament was canceled. On paper, we haven't been to the tournament in 3 years. Really, it's been a year removed. So, it was a credit to Alf and those guys. But we're real excited, to be on that freight elevator going up, to smell the hot dogs, hear all the people yelling and screaming at you, and the taxis going up and down, Broadway and 33rd. It should be a funny time, and hopefully we can play well.
And how do you deal with the difference of, you're in the tournament, you're in the big tournament. How do you balance, a good showing in the Big East with maybe a bigger prize at the NCAA?
Well, our whole year we talked about leaving your mark as a group, which is your legacy and what do you want to be known as. And this group has answered the bell for the most part every single time. Don't forget we're coming off a loss, a really excruciating loss to Villanova. So, our goal is try not to lose back-to-back games. If we can do that, we're going to find ourselves an opportunity here. So, that's the mindset of the group. It feels good. It feels good to know that you're a tournament team. It feels amazing. It really does. It takes a little bit of the pressure off the players where they're not playing for a bid. So we know we're there. Now, how can we secure it and try to get the best possible seed? The lower the seed, the better opportunity you have to advance. But,
what do you say to fans who say, well, it's really about the NCAA, so the Big East really doesn't mean all that much?
Well, I really don't listen to the fans, to be honest with you. I listen to my locker room, I listen to my soul. Every game is important. As long as there's 40 minutes, there's an opportunity to get better. It's an opportunity to compete at an elite level, and you play the game to win. It means everything. We play in the Big East, it's an incredible conference, and anytime you have a chance to advance, that's what it's about. You got to stay in the moment. It's exciting that what we're doing, but as the leader, you got to stay in the moment with your team.
And with respect to potential NCAA seeding, and you mentioned it a little bit there, what do you view as your floor at this point? What do you view as your ceiling at this point?
Ooh, that's a good question. I think anything's capable. When you look around college basketball, how experienced these teams are, how old these teams are, and they're coming down to a possession here or there, a free throw, a block out, a missed shot. I think there's going to be one of about 20 teams that can win an NCAA championship. This is probably the most parity it's been in maybe ever. That there's no clear-cut favorite going into that NCAA tournament that could win it. Last year you had a Baylor team, you had a Gonzaga team. I think anybody can beat anybody.
And just curious, when players win individual accolades, how much is that really a staff award? The player gets the recognition, but behind him is a staff that maybe put him in a position to get that acknowledgement.
I've been acknowledging our staff all year. And, as the head coach, you get a lot of the credit. But the credit is our staff. When you look at the development of Ed Caldwell, when you look at the development of Jared Bynum, when you look at AJ Reeves coming on the last 3 or 4 weeks, coming out of breaking his hand. I think our staff is undervalued. I think they're all head coaches if they want to be. I think there are a lot of ADs missing the boat on the energy, the knowledge of these men, what they've been able to do to help me. And I'm saying, again, a lot of credit goes to the head coach. I'm not looking for credit. My job is, if they want to be head coaches, how do we get them to be head coaches and allow these president athletic directors to give them an honest, long look? That's my job right now. I'm a head coach for 17 years or 16 years. I'm good. It's our job to get them, and our player development is as good as any. I'm proud of the awards that our players have gotten. Jared and Nate, surprised that they're not first team all conference players. I'm really surprised Jared wasn't the most improved, and that's to take nothing away from many guys that are deserving of. So, but I'm an advocate for our players, and you can't vote for your players yet. Oof. God bless those young men that did receive the awards, and I'm happy for the awards that Jared got and Nate. Yet at the same time, it's people's opinion. My opinion is pretty high on them.
Sorry about that. What's the feeling like going in as the #1 seed, first time with you leading this program to Madison Square Garden as that top seed?
I don't look at it that way. I look at it as we're in the tournament. As far as the Big East tournament, it's a game to play. It's nice. It means you finished up well. I don't look at it kind of that way because there's so much parity in our league. Just think about the opponents we're about to play. 4 overtimes, a buzzer beater, and right to the wire at the dunk with Butler at home. So it's hard. I don't look at it as we're the #1 seed. We got a tough game regardless of who we play.
Are those, no first teams, no most improved, no defensive player of the year? Is that another example of something these guys can put on their shoulders and motivate them through this postseason?
I don't think our players are upset with respect, because those other players deserve it. Colt Brenner, great player. Lewis to me is one of the best players in the country, one of the hardest matchups in the country. The first team all conference, those guys have done well. They're really, really well. Their teams are good. Are they chippy and edgy? Absolutely. 100%. I would use the term more chippy and edgy with it. There's still a lot more to prove, and there's a lot more basketball left to be played.
Traditionally, at the Big East tournament, Providence has drawn well in terms of fan support.
Ooh, man, have we.
And we have seen what your building has been like here in the second half of the year at the Dunk. I wonder just how much you look forward to maybe some of that energy carrying over to Thursday.
I'm praying at noon that Madison Square Garden looks like and feels like the Dunkin' Donuts Center. I appreciate everybody who's going to come down to it. All our fans, I know our ticket requests from people texting me or trying to get tickets. Don't have a lot, everybody. I don't have a lot. I only have what I have. Hopefully we can get you in there. But it should be exciting, and I appreciate our Friar family for going down there, because it's really exciting to hear "Let's Go Friars" in that building, and our players will feed off of that.
Head back to the awards. Jared winning the 6-man award. How valuable has he been coming off the bench for you this year?
Oh yeah, to me, if you're the 6th man, that means you're a starter, and his unselfishness to do that has made us a really valuable team. It's a credit to him. It's a credit to the staff. Jeff Battle and Ivan Thomas spend a lot of time with JB. One, talking to him, the other, developing him, putting him in position, getting up extra shots after practice, before practice, this summer. Jared's come a long, long way, and he's really earned that. Anything else? No. Well, I appreciate you guys so much, and look forward to hopefully we can have a fun run here in the month of March. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, I'll grab news right now.
Going in as the #1 seed, does that make a difference to you at all?
Nah.
So how do you approach it?
How we approach every other game this season, prepare, play with a chip on our shoulders, and hope for the best. We just gotta fight hard. I feel like even though we're #1 seed, people still view us as we're lucky or we shouldn't be there. So we just got a lot to prove to everybody and to ourselves.
Just to have the opportunity, AJ, to play at Madison Square Garden in what's going to look like a normal Big East tournament. You haven't had the chance to do that really in 3 years. You guys look forward to it?
Oh, sure. Madison Square Garden, one of the world's most famous arenas, and we're in there. The atmosphere in there is just electric. Fans from all the teams, everybody just wants to see a good game. We just want to put on a good show for everybody and come out on top.
AJ, just curious, you were probably shooting the ball as well as any point in your career right before this little break. Does this come at a good time? How much is it? You're probably the only guy who probably chomping at the bit to maybe play a game over the last week or so.
Yeah, I mean, I am shooting pretty well. I just hope it continues into the tournament, and you just got to put the work in and hope it works out. You know what I'm saying? That's why we work every day for these moments and these opportunities like this. So.
Jay, what's the mentality going down to New York versus also looking ahead to next week, where you guys obviously going to play and hopefully get a decent seed?
We're not really looking forward to next week. We're looking towards now. You know what I'm saying? We got to take care of this business that we have. 3 games in 3 days is really hard, especially in the Big East this year. Everybody's really, really good, but we could definitely do it, and it's just gonna take a team effort and everybody locked in.
And the 2 teams who you could play, I think you played 4 overtimes against those 2 teams. Is that maybe an advantage? Not that you'd overlook anybody, but there's no reason to look past anybody.
Nah, I don't really see it as an advantage. I see it as 2 really good teams. We get to match up against them on Thursday at 12. And either one, they're gonna bring their A game, and we gotta bring ours. And, I don't really see any advantages throughout any teams in the tournament this year. Everybody just got to show up. When you show out and you show up and show out, you win. You know what I'm saying?
AJ, you played in the Big East tournament as a freshman with fans. You obviously sophomore year, we went to realize that last year you played in an empty Garden. Just how much are you looking forward to having fans in the building, some excitement, some buzz, and just the excitement at the dunk the last month or so? Just maybe a lot of Friar fans maybe coming down.
Yeah, I hope, we usually have a good turnout with fans traveling, especially to Madison Square Garden, or even, what's that one in Connecticut, Mohegan Sun. So I feel like we're going to get a good turnout. People want to see us play. We're doing really well, and hopefully we get to have our fans behind us and have it loud in there for us, you know what I'm saying? Distract the other team, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. We've heard the lucky thing all year, and now you have no first-team players, yet you're the first seed in the tournament. So is that another chip that you guys are adding to your shoulder?
For sure. I'm happy that my guys are getting recognized, but the season that, Jared Bynum had, Nate Watson, for them to get second team, it hurts. Not just for them, for us too. We feel like our teammates got cheated. Now, that's not to say that nobody on the first team isn't deserving of it. They had some great picks on the first team too, but I definitely feel like we got overlooked. And even Noah Horkler, I feel like he got skipped over big time. He might be leading the league in double-doubles this year, and not to get selected at all, that hurts. And shout out my guy Justin too. He should have been player of the year. Congrats to Cockburner who got it, but I feel like Justin definitely had the chance to get it. But that comes with that chip we had. With small school, everybody overlooks us, and sometimes you overlook us, it's bad. You know what I'm saying?
For Jared to get recognized though as 6th man, just to speak to the importance of what he's done, particularly coming off the bench.
Oh yeah, Jared, he's basically like another starter. You know what I'm saying? Right now we probably have 6 starters on the team. And for him to, come off the bench and contribute the way he does, that's a testament to who he is, because, early on in the season he was starting, and then his role kind of changed. But, that's just the type of dude he is. It doesn't matter if he's starting to come off the bench. He's going to produce at a high level no matter what.
Seems like Al will be ready for Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
What's it like seeing him kind of go through practice and giving it all to be able to be out there on the court with you guys?
Big time. One thing about Al, he's going to give it 110% all the time. And as you can see in the past couple games, he'd go down. You're like, oh man, I don't know if he's going to get up from that one. And then he gets up. He's as tough as they come. He's tough as nails. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just happy for my guy to be out there hooping with us. When we have our whole team like this, we're really dangerous. And I feel like everybody adds, a specific piece to the team that doesn't go overlooked, and that we all need to. That we need to combine everybody's skills and talents, in order to be the best team that we could be. And also, I feel like we haven't really hit a game where everybody's been on. We're in March now, Big East tournament, NCAA tournament. This is no other time like it for everybody to start clicking and really be on. Imagine, we get everybody hitting, everybody defending everybody at a high level. Come on, you can't ask for no better time to do it than now.
All right, thanks.
Thank you guys.
That's a walk-off.
6th Man Award. Dr. Jared, over here from Nate Watson.
Just your thoughts on being named sixth man to the Big East this year?
I mean, it's an honor. I couldn't do it without my teammates and my coaches, keeping confidence in me and helping me become a better player. But, I'm just grateful to be acknowledged to win such an award in the Big East. And, it's not something I was planning on doing going into this year, but, it happened. And, I just go out there and do whatever's best for the team in order for us to win. So it felt good to be announced that.
When that role was first presented to you, were you a willing participant?
Oh, yeah. I just told, Coach Cooley, whatever you think is best for the team and whatever role you think I can, fit in the best in order to help us win games, I'm all for it. So, I'm sure, we saw there was a couple games where Al couldn't play and I was able to step in and start. And, when he was back out there, I was able to go back to the six-man role. So whatever role Coach wants to put me in order to feel his best is whatever I'm cool with.
Yeah, just what do you enjoy about coming off the bench and sort of making that difference as the sixth man?
I think I bring a lot of different things to the game, not just scoring, not just passing, but I bring some defense as well. So however the game is going throughout those first 4 or 5 or 6 minutes, whenever I first go in, if we got guys rolling already, I can just continue to find them. Or if we're lacking in scoring, I'm able to go out and look for my own shot, and guys able to find me. So that's a good balance between knowing what we can and can't do at that time, and what I can bring to the table when I get into the game.
Jared, your name is on the award, but how much is it a credit to the staff, maybe your teammates putting you in these positions?
Yeah, it's definitely a credit to everybody we have in the program, from top to bottom, from the coaching staff to the rest of my teammates and the manager as well, who's in the gym with us, getting up extra shots, rebounding, and, just putting a lot of time in the film room and just continuing to find ways to get better. I got to credit our staff a lot to that, because they put in a lot of work with me this year in order to get to this point. So I'm grateful for them.
Jared, the player that you were in the Big East schedule this year is not the player you were at St. Joe's. It's not the player you were last year. I wonder if you had to go back and pinpoint maybe a couple games or a couple practices or moments in time that turned you into the guy you are now on the floor. What might they be?
I don't know if it's a certain game or a certain practice that I could pinpoint to. It's just every day consistent. Putting the work in the workouts, or watching film, or just wanting to focus on one thing in practice, and then the next day focus on another, and then when you get to games, you just string it all together. And, some days you go out and you perform well, and everything seems like it's working the way you want to. And then there's also some games where you don't get the results and the performance that you want, but you got to continue to go back in the next day and continue to put the work in that you had throughout the year and the years before that. And eventually they all build up and you get great results.
For you personally, how much are you looking forward to taking part in a Big East tournament with actually fans there?
I'm looking forward to being at the Garden. I was freshman year for the A-10 tournament, but it was at Barclays. But I'm certainly looking forward to playing at the Garden with my family. Going to be there, and a bunch of Fire fans are going to be there. So people say it's the brightest lights in basketball. So I'm looking forward to it.
Jared, the team hasn't missed a beat with or without Al. But how have you been able to change your role and then assimilate yourself so well into the success of the team, despite if he's on the court or not?
We got great chemistry going on right now with everybody that's playing, whether you're coming off the bench or whether you're starting. So that just starts in practice, and the things we go through with Coach Cooley, the things he has us going throughout the day, and we just got a great chemistry on what guys can and can't do, or the best spots they are on the floor, or some areas where we got to get better at. So I just think the more we stay in the gym together, we're watching film together, and continue to do that, and also watching other teams play basketball, seeing ourselves out there and what we could be doing to impact the game as well, not just ourselves, but everybody else. So I just think we got a great chemistry going on right now.
What type of a lift is he going to give you guys Thursday? It seems like he'll be back out on the floor with you guys.
Well, anytime you got somebody like Al on our team, whenever he's out on the court, you're always going to get something positive. It doesn't matter if he's making free throws or knocking down shots or finding guys in transition, whatever it might be. Just having somebody that's as good as him out on the court just makes everybody around you better.
There's a most improved player award in the Big East, and we thought you might be a candidate for it. Went to somebody else. What does that mean to you that you didn't get that award?
It doesn't mean too much to me. I'm not the one that does the votes. I don't pick who wins the awards or not. But I just go out there and play. And if I play well enough to win an award, or somebody sees my game well enough to earn some kind of improvement award, that would be great. But I don't pick and choose the votes, and I don't say who can win this and win that. I just go out there and do what I'm asked to do.
How much work did you put in to improve your game to become the player that you are this year? Like Bill was talking about, just how much did you put in the off season to get to this point?
Yeah, just countless hours. Like I couldn't tell you how long I was in the gym this summer, and just continue putting in the work. I say the word work a lot, but that's really what it is to me. Just staying in the gym and whatever it might be, coming in working on catch and shoot threes or ball screens, and finishing around the rim, or just sitting here and shooting on free throws for about an hour. Whatever it is, finding some way to make my game better in order to help the team get better and win games.
You guys are the number 1 seed, Jared, but do you look at this tournament and say, like, you're going to be facing the winner of the 8-9, but do they really feel like 8-9 just because of how deep the Big East is and how tough the opponents are?
Big East has been tough this year. Every team I feel like has a chance to win. So whatever team you're playing against, you got to bring your A game, or you can get knocked off. It doesn't matter what seed they are. Every game is going to be a high level game. So there's no slouches in the Big East.
Thanks.
All right, thanks, Jared.
Thank you, Jared.
All right, next.
Nate.
How much you looking forward to getting to New York and playing in the Big East tournament?
I'm looking forward to it a lot. MSU is one of the world's famous arenas in the country, so I'm excited to play there and prove ourselves.
What is it about playing in that tournament on that floor that gets you so excited?
I mean, just playing in front of my fans and family and friends, and in that big stage, and when you're on the court, it's like you can't even see the crowd. It's like the court is just the center stage, and it's just the amount of energy that's in that building, the amount of screams that are there chanting your name out. It's a great feeling.
AJ was up here talking about how all you guys, for all the success you had, maybe there hasn't been that one game we were all kind of been clicking. How much is that just maybe something you guys look forward to? Like, the possibility of AJ's on, Nate's on, Al's on, and how much is that just a challenge as well, because sometimes there's only one basketball to go around.
Yeah, I mean, if we're all clicking, it's going to be a scary sight. We have a lot of pieces on this team. Like I said before, each and every night it's a different guy. Whether it's me, whether it's Noah, whether it's AJ, JP, or even Al. That just proves to everybody that we have a good team, and each and every player is good for us. So, I mean, if we're all clicking, then we're going to win a lot of games.
Nate's second team 2 years in a row. I'm sure you want it to be first team.
Yeah.
Just your reaction to that?
I mean, it kind of adds fuel to me. I got to go to this Big East tournament to prove myself, prove that I'm a first team all-conference player. I think Coach told me this is the first year ever there's been a first-place team without a first team all-conference player, which is kind of crazy. I think Jared Bynum should have definitely got it. I mean, this guy out of nowhere turned to Curry. He turned it on. He was freaking, I think he averaged 16 in the Big East or whatever. I don't think anybody in America can check him. So I think he should have definitely got first team all-conference.
You've said you want to prove yourself. The team wants to prove itself. Do you still feel, even after top 10, number 1, that you have something to prove as a team?
We definitely have something to prove. I mean, in the beginning of the season, they picked us as 7th, and we finished number 1. And people are still looking down on us. Every team we play, we're always the underdogs. It seems like, even though we're tired in most of these teams. But like I said, it just gives us something more to prove. Me making second team, Jared making second team, just give us something more to prove. Like Al not even getting on. It's kind of crazy. Noah leads the Big East in the rebounding. He didn't get anything too, which is it's just shocking. But like I said, they have something to prove, and me and Jared definitely have something to prove.
How would you say that the team has kind of taken that underdog role and handled that throughout this whole season?
Well, that just shows you our fight. In practice, we're fighting every day. We come with a purpose in practice. We play with that chip on our shoulder, and it shows in the game. Earlier on, we were picked 7, and we stayed with it. We stayed the course. We knew what we had to do to get the job done, and fortunately, it helped us. We finished number 1 in the league, and I'm very proud of the guys, very proud of the coach and how he coaches this year.
Jared talked about his process just improving little by little, and ultimately he ends up being one of the best players in the league. I wonder, as one of his teammates, when you're out on the floor with him, was there any game or any practice where you looked and said, "Damn, Jared's really good now"?
No, all the time. I mean, I'm literally like on the block, and Jared has the ball. I'm like, just score the ball. I mean, I tell coaches, like, we have this play called flat, whatever, and it's just like a little ISO with the nail. And I say, Coach, just run flat, and they can't guard. JD gets to the paint willingly. His percentages are crazy, and so he's definitely won a lot of games for us. And that just proves to you that he's just that dog. He's that dude.
think for coach this year, we haven't heard coach of the year in the Big East yet, but I think your guy probably has a pretty good chance of winning that. What do you feel like made him, coach of the year this year?
Oh, definitely our record, and last year we didn't really have the year we wanted, but this year we did so good. And like coach, he's not just a basketball coach. He actually cares about us as human beings. He cares about us as players too. He cares about our schoolwork and all that stuff. So that just proves to everybody that he is the coach of the year. I mean, he has a great personality, and we model his personality on the floor. And yeah. So,
no, they try to do that every year. Every coach in the country tries to bring, a different group of guys together every year. What made it work with this group so far?
I think this year we, just listen to him. A lot of players, they don't listen to the head coaches. They listen to how the message is said, but not mess with that quote.
Right.
But what's the quote? Listen to what's being said, not how it's being said. Okay, that's what I'm going to say.
Yep.
And Coach Cooley obviously has a demonstrative voice, but I mean, you have to listen to him, and I listened to him. I came back because I trust him, and he gives me a lot of confidence. So I forgot my train of thought. My bad. I'm so sorry.
But everyone's buying into what Cooley's message is.
No, we're definitely buying into what Cooley says. That's why we've been so successful these past couple games.
He managed to find roster fits. Obviously with Minaya and with Durham, those guys are home runs in the transfer portal. But he's able to put the pieces together. Maybe better than last year's fit. Did you guys feel that right away? Whether it was preseason or early in the year.
Yeah, our chemistry definitely clicked really fast. I was very shocked by that. But he brought in two older guys. Justin's been through it, Al's been through it, so they knew what we had to do, and we did it. They came in and immediately we started doing everything together. The conversation between us was all about winning and all about practice and showing them every day, being everyday guys. And Al and Justin are definitely everyday guys. They have great personalities, and I love them too.
Why is this team overlooked, Nate?
I don't know. I mean, it's like every year. Providence is looked over every single year. I don't get it. 2019 we started off bad, but we picked it up, and I feel like we're one of the best teams in America. 2019, 2020 we had a little setback, but this year we picked it up, and we're still looked at. It's shocking to me. I think we're a pretty good team.
Last time around for you, extra motivation going into the postseason now?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can't wait. Last year I said that I'm going to come back to win the championship. I did it, and I have a lot of other stuff to prove. And there's more nets to be cut. We cut that net down a couple weeks ago, so I'm excited to go in the Big East tournament and play these 3 games. Hopefully, come out as champions again.
Have you looked over the video of the last seconds of that game and the celebration?
What
the Creighton game when he won?
Oh man, that was an emotional night for me. Last time in the dunk, I think I shed a few tears. Kind of embarrassing, but I don't know when's the last time I cried. I was telling Noah, I was like, bro, no, I don't know what type of crier I am because I haven't cried in so long. So yeah, I shed some tears that night, but I was happy we won. First time in Providence history won the freaking championship, so that was definitely an amazing feeling.
But have you gone back to look at the video?
Oh yeah, I seen the video. I watched the highlights. AJ had freaking 23 points, and he lit up, and everybody was excited to play. Ed Crosswell's energy was insane. People were giving him hats after the game. Just everybody was screaming, and so we definitely know what we have to do to win the game.
Coach Cooley likes to make fun of how old you are. A lot of times, you've been here for longer than whatever. At this Big East tournament, one of your former teammates is going to be working in media. Kyron Cartwright will be working with the Big East Digital Network. I wondered just your thoughts on that.
Kyron is who I am. A long time ago. You were a freshman. Kyron was one of the best point guards in the country too. But I'm looking forward to seeing him and hearing him chat about the Friars. He's always been that guy. He's always been around. I always see him tweeting about us, and he's a good guy. He's good with the media, so I'm excited about that.
Just curious, obviously, winning the Big East championship. Have you had a chance to hear from former teammates?
Oh yeah, all the time. Jalen Lindsey is always talking to me. Drew Edwards gives a shout out on Twitter. Isaiah Jackson is always talking. Khalif Young is always talking. So they're happy They're happy for us. A lot of former Friars are happy for us. Everybody's happy for us. All of Providence is happy for us. Every time I go to a restaurant, it's always go Nate, go Friars. So it just shows you that we've done a great job this year, and we appreciate all the fans and all the love.
Does it mean a lot coming from those former teammates that you
It
shared?
means a lot coming from them. You know, we have a lot of former Friars, you know, back in the day, back like 1990s, whatever, I don't know when, but they always come in practice and they always cheer for us and always congratulate us and stuff. That means a lot.
Up to this point, it's kind of been a fairy tale season. I know in March the slate kind of gets wiped clean.
Mhm.
What more do you think that you guys have to do in order to prove yourself?
We definitely can get better on defense. I think a lot of people just think you have to, you know, be great on offense to win, but defense wins championships, and there's a lot of stuff we have to, you know, tighten up on, and that's why we still practice hard every day. So yeah, we definitely have to tighten up on defense and free throws. Oh my gosh, we have to make our free throws. Me, I definitely have to make my free throws. I gotta lock in on that. So defense and free throws, that's what we're gonna work on.
All right, Nick.
Thanks.
All right, thanks.
Thanks, Nate. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
What's the determination? Are you an ugly crier or not?
I think